Hello, my name is Dominic and I'm gonna show you today some basics of our product QuickHMI. If you start or open QuickHMI, you will see this home screen here. So what we can do here? We can create a new project. We can open some previously created projects. We can see some posts of our community forum. And we can see the changelog. What is new, what got fixed, and as well as some documentation, download, webinar or training. For the beginning, just let us create a new project. For that we need to click on new project and you will see it will open a project properties window. All of the settings you can change later while creating the project. So for the beginning, just add a name. Example. Let's call it example. And just hit the OK button. So the editor is open. What we can see here. We have on the left side some controls. Let's call it the control manager. You have a lot of different controls which you can just drag and drop and use. Under the control manager we have the page structure. On the upper right side we have the project explorer. And under the project explorer we have the properties from the current selected element. Right now we can see the properties from the view here in the middle of the editor. And if you want to drag and drop some controls, you will see the properties will automatically change. If I click now on the view again, you will see we have the properties from the view, and if I click on the button, we have the properties from the control. So every control has, let's call it the same default properties. Like the name, background color, width, height, positioning. But every control has some different special properties, like the text. So not every control has the property text, but the button has it. So we can now change the size maybe and the position. And now let's change the text from hello and the font size maybe so we can see something. Beautiful. Okay. The most of the properties has the possibility to add some rules, and as well the control has the possibility to add some actions. But we will come later on this. So you can see we have a lot of default controls which you can just use. But if you say, no, I need some different, some special, maybe special for your company controls, and you need to add some controls through the control manager, you have two options for that. The first option are SVGs. So let's have a look in the Project Explorer under the point SVG controls, and you will see the SVG control manager will open. Now we can see a list of all of our SVG controls. We have the SVG code, a list of properties and actions, and a nice little preview how it will look on the view later. Now you can see we have some specific tags, let's call them tags. There are for the properties and actions. So if I just delete this, you see the SVG is still there, but we do not have any more properties or actions. So if I undo this, you can see we got this again. How exactly the QuickHMI properties are work, you can see in our documentation. So if you are ready with configuring your SVG, you can go back to your view and under the point SVGs in controls, you can just drag and drop your barrier. And now you see in the properties, we have our two properties which we are configured in our S4G code. Yeah, colon open. If I change the property open to true, you can see the S4G is open, the barrier, or I can close it again. Beautiful. This is one option to add some controls to our control manager. The second options are plugins. If you navigate to the Project Explorer under the point Plugins, you have a huge and long list with different DLLs, yeah? A lot of them. So if you hover over the DLL, you have a nice little preview of the controls which are included in this DLL. So if you say, maybe, I don't know, you like the arrows, you need them, you can just click on them and take it to the installed list of DLLs. And now you can see in our control manager we have a new point extensions arrow 1. Yeah? And you can see all of them here right now. And if you go back to your view, you can just drag and drop your arrows. So that are the two different ways to add some controls to our control manager. So let's make a little example, yeah? So let's delete all of them. Let's take a button. Let's make the font size a little bit bigger so we can see something. Text is hello. And let's add the lamp maybe. Yeah. Or let's call it LED on. Okay, now we have two controls. They look good, but they do nothing right now. So if we want that this button will automatically switch on the LED, we need to do or add action to this button. You know? So if I click on action and hit the flash, I can add some actions, yeah. And now you can see some comment, and you see we can do a lot of things. We can change some languages, we can close the project, log out some user, open some other views, some pages, execute some JavaScript, and a lot of more. But we want to set the property. Now we need to choose the property which we want to change on this click event. And now we have a list of every property which we have already included in our property, in our project, sorry. Example is the view and the property. Let's have a look at LED. So on our page example, our control LED and the property, you want to look at LED on. Yeah. And now I can just put true. Yeah. Now if I click the button, it will be just true. So I cannot turn off the light right now. Yeah. I could make another action with property which make it false. Or I can add a condition so that checks if the LED is right now off. I can set it to true or on the other way. Yeah? But you can as well, a little bit easier way, just have a look for the same property, yeah, and hit the navigate button. Yeah. Now it will every time change the property to true or to false. Depends on which value we have right now. So let's have a look how it will look. If you go to runtime, you can start the runtime. And it will open our view. So now if I click the button, the LED is on, and if I click again, the LED is off. Beautiful example. So let's have a closer look to rules. Let us go to the bottom. On the property text, we open a edit rules for properties window. And if we hit the plus button, we can now add a value. A rule makes only sense if we have a condition. So we want to execute the rule only in a specific condition. So let us add the condition. We need a property or a variable. So let us take LED on. If that is true, we want the text value LED is on. Okay, save. And now we can add another rule. So we don't need a condition here right now because the LED can only be true or false. So on can be true or false. So if it's not on, it's need to be false. So we don't need a condition. Another condition. So we add here LED is off. And save this. And now, if we start again the runtime, and hit the LED is off button, because it is off, we can see the rule already is used. And if I click on it, the LED is on, and the LED or the bottom text is now LED is on. Beautiful. Let's have a quick look at the page structure. You can see we have our page, our view, example, and we have our two controls. So if I click on LED or on button, you have selected the selected control. So you can as well add some groups by right click on a control, move to group, new group, I don't know, controls 1. And now our LED is in the property one, the order controls 1. Now we want to add another one. Beautiful. Now we can select both. You can select both and change the position maybe. Now you can see as well we have some different colors in the properties. This means just that the value of the property is different between the controls, the selected controls. So the name of the LED is LED and the name of the button is QuickHMI button. So if I select both, the name is not the same. I can change the name, for example, but it will change it for both controls. Beautiful. How you can do or add now some more views. In the Project Explorer, you can add or click Add Page. Yeah. You see the Project Properties window again. We need the name again, maybe page 2, and the type. Yeah. And if you see here, you can also create header or footer or dialogues. Yeah. But for this moment, let's add just another page. Beautiful. And now you can see in the Project Explorer we have 2 different pages. Yeah. Beautiful. If you want to add a header or footer, how I said, just choose the type header or footer. Let's call it header 1. Okay. And maybe add another button. And let's call it home. Okay. Now we can go to our, let's call it main view. And in the properties of the view, we have the point or the properties header or footer. Now we take it to our header. And if we start the runtime now, we'll see a little but nice header. Yes. And now I can add some properties or action as well to this button. Yeah. You can hide the header and footer by click on this button or show it again. Beautiful. Let's have a look at data sources. Yeah. In the Project Explorer, we have the point data sources under communication. If we click on data sources, we have a list of all of our created data sources. If you hit the plus button, it will open a window create or edit data sources. We need the name for the data sources. Let's call it sim1 for simulation. We need to choose a type. They are the types which we are provided right now. Let's take a S7. And now we have a point which are very interesting. If you don't have the device right now and you cannot connect it to this device, you can hit the simulation button. Yeah, this is really nice because now we can simulate the data source for test purposes. Yeah. At this moment where I click the simulation button, all of the settings here are not important right now. If we want to connect to a real data source, for sure we need to fill all this properties right here, like the IP address, for example. Yeah? But if we hit the simulation button, we don't need this right now. Hit the add button and we see our data source is already created. Under the point variables in Project Explorer, we can now add some external variables from this data sources. Yeah? Hit the first plus button to create or edit external variables. You see, we need to choose our data source, sim1. Give it a name for the variable. And now we can add some alarm types. Yeah? We have 3 different alarm types: message, warning, or error. Let's just take an error right now. And it is important for you that alarm types or alarm variables, let's call them alarm variables, can be right now just Boolean. Yeah? So if we configure the alarm settings, we can add a message, hello, location, location 1, and we can add also a sound or an email template, and as well we can choose the trigger on true or false. Yeah. How you can add some sound and email you can see in our documentation. Beautiful. Just add it, and we see we have added a variable to our data source. If you now go on our main page, you can go to navigate to Project Explorer. Under the point variables, you can see your data source and our variable. If we now drag and drop our variable on the view, it will create just a text box which has a rule with the value of our variable. Yeah. So every time we get a value from this variable of our data source, it will change. So let us just change the font size and let's have a look how it will look. So this is our data source simulation. Yeah. You see now our value is false because our value is false. If I hit the button, our value is true, and you see the value of the variable are changed. Yeah, beautiful. In the data source simulation, you can every time see the name of the data source, the address, the name of the variable, the data type, and randomizer, and as well the value. Yeah. Randomizer will automatically change random the value just for test purposes. Beautiful. Let us just add another variable. var2, and maybe let us take data type integer right now. Yeah. And if we now go to example, our main page, font size 40, and start now. We can now see we have a different value input box where we can put now some integer. Okay, beautiful. One thing what I want to show you is browse. You can browse variables from, for example, an S7 data source, S7, from the symbolic. Yeah. You will need to put the right IP address here and the password. And if you hit now add, go to the variables, you can click on the button import variables. You need to choose your data source and click on browse. Now we will have a list of all variables in your data source. So let's just take the byte value, import, and you will see your variable from your S7 symbolic TLS is imported. So, if you are ready with your project, everything is fine, everything is good, you have the option to export your project, you know? This option you have only if you have the license type Professional or Ultimate. They are not included in the Workstation or Workstation Plus license, yeah? So if you go to File and hit the server export, take a name, save. Okay, the project needs to be first save, and now you can export. Project export successful. Now you can open the Runtime Manager. Runtime Manager IBEX. And now you can see the Runtime Manager, yeah? Now you can import your project. Example, where it is, one moment. So here it is. Import it. And now you can see our project is imported, example, yeah? Okay, everything is fine. I need to do an update of the Runtime Manager. Sorry for that. But if you hit now the Start button, you see one problem with one data source. That's right, because one of our data sources are just simulated, and now we cannot simulate this anymore. This is just available in the editor. We can click on the link and we'll open our view, right, or project. The nice thing is you can just close the Runtime Manager and everything is live. Okay. So that's it for the moment. It was a pleasure for me to make this video for you. I hope I could help you a little bit for the beginning. If you have some question, just write us, or you can just come to our webinar. It's for free, and then I can show you a little bit more. Beautiful. I wish you a good day and see you later. Bye bye.